Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Today we're taking you to Nigeria. We're going to explore the fascinating world of Nollywood.
Nollywood. It's more than just movies.
Right. And we'll really get into all that. But first, for anyone who might not be familiar, what exactly are we talking about when we say Nollywood?
Nollywood is Nigeria's film industry.
And it's huge.
Huge is an understatement. It's one of the largest film industries in the world, actually, second only to India's Bollywood in terms of the number of films produced each year.
Really? Wow. So we're talking about a major player on the global film scene.
Absolutely. And it's an industry that's had a remarkable journey, going from humble beginnings to gaining international recognition.
Okay, let's rewind a bit. Where did it all begin? Paint us a picture of early Nollywood.
Imagine Nigeria in the early 1990s. Resources are limited, but creativity is booming.
Sounds like a recipe for something special.
It was. This was the era of VHS tapes. Filmmakers, they couldn't rely on traditional cinema distribution, so they turned to VHS, bringing their stories directly to people's homes.
Bringing entertainment to the masses. I like it.
Exactly. And one film in particular is often credited with sparking Nollywood's meteoric rise. Have you heard of Living in Bondage?
Living in Bondage rings a bell.
It was a low-budget thriller, released in 1992. It was a huge hit. It became a cultural phenomenon, capturing the imagination of Nigerians across the country.
And this was directed by Kenneth Nebu.
That's right. Kenneth Nebu is considered one of the founding fathers of Nollywood. And Living in Bondage, it really set the template for what would become Nollywood's signature style.
Which is?
A blend of melodrama, social commentary, and often elements of the supernatural. It was entertainment that reflected the realities of Nigerian life, with all its complexities and contradictions.
So it wasn't just about escapism, it was also about holding a mirror up to society.
Exactly, and that resonated deeply with audiences. They saw their own lives, their own struggles, their own hopes and dreams reflected in these films.
And this was all happening on VHS tapes.
Yes, VHS tapes were a game changer. They allowed filmmakers to bypass traditional distribution channels, reaching audiences directly and affordably. It was a truly democratizing force.
You know, it's funny how something like VHS, which we might now consider outdated technology, actually played such a pivotal role in the birth of a major film industry. It's a reminder that innovation often comes from unexpected places.
Absolutely. And it's not just Kenneth Nebu. There were other pioneers who shaped Nollywood's early years. Filmmakers like Ola Balogun, Adeyemi Afolayan, Francis Oladell, and Eddie Ugboma.
These were all filmmakers who were experimenting with new storytelling techniques, pushing the boundaries of what was possible with limited resources.
And they were all deeply connected to their audiences, understanding the pulse of Nigerian society and the stories that resonated with people.
Okay, so we've got this explosion of creativity happening in the 90s, fueled by VHS tapes and a generation of talented filmmakers eager to tell their stories. What happened next? How did Nollywood evolve from those early, grainy VHS productions to become the global phenomenon it is today?
Well, Nollywood's evolution has been marked by both continuity and change. While the core elements that made those early films successful, the relatable stories, the cultural relevance, the raw energy remained, the industry also underwent a significant transformation in terms of production quality, storytelling techniques, and global reach.
I'd love to hear more about that transformation.
Well, as technology advanced, so did Nollywood. Filmmakers started investing in better equipment, experimenting with new editing techniques, and incorporating more sophisticated special effects. And as the industry grew, more funding became available, allowing for bigger budgets and more ambitious productions.
I can imagine this led to a noticeable shift in the quality of the films being produced.
It did. And this shift in production value was accompanied by a growing awareness of Nollywood's potential to reach audiences beyond Nigeria's borders. Filmmakers started incorporating more universal themes into their stories, exploring topics that resonated with viewers across cultures.
It sounds like Nollywood was starting to think bigger, aiming for a global audience.
Exactly. And this ambition was fueled by the growing popularity of Nollywood films within the African diaspora. Nigerians living in the US, the UK, Canada, and elsewhere were eager to see stories that reflected their heritage and their experiences.
And for many in the diaspora, Nollywood became a way to connect with their roots, to experience a taste of home, even if they were thousands of miles away.
Absolutely. Nollywood provided a sense of belonging, a window into their cultural heritage. And as Nollywood films gained popularity within the diaspora, they started attracting the attention of international distributors and streaming platforms.
This is where things get really interesting. Streaming platforms like Netflix played a huge role in catapulting Nollywood onto the global stage.
They did. Netflix, in particular, recognized the potential of Nollywood to reach a global audience hungry for diverse and engaging content. And they started investing in Nollywood films, acquiring distribution rights, and showcasing them to their subscribers worldwide.
It was a win-win situation. Netflix gained access to a vast library of compelling content, and Nollywood gained exposure to a global audience that might never have discovered their films otherwise.
Exactly. And one film in particular marked a turning point in Nollywood's relationship with Netflix. Have you heard of Lionheart?
Lionheart. I feel like I've seen that title on Netflix.
It was a 2018 drama directed by and starring Genevieve Nnaji, a major Nollywood star. It became the first Nollywood film to be acquired by Netflix for worldwide distribution.
I can see why that would be a big deal. What was it about Lionheart that resonated with Netflix and with audiences worldwide?
Well, it's a beautifully crafted film that tells a universal story about family, ambition, and the challenges of navigating a patriarchal society. And it features strong performances, stunning visuals, and a soundtrack that blends traditional Nigerian music with contemporary influences.
Sounds like a captivating watch.
It is. And it was a critical and commercial success, proving that Nollywood films could compete on the global stage, not just in terms of entertainment value, but also in terms of production quality and storytelling prowess. Lionheart opened the floodgates for other Nollywood films to be acquired by Netflix and other streaming platforms, leading to an explosion of international interest in Nollywood.
That's incredible. So from VHS tapes to Netflix, Nollywood's journey has been one of constant evolution and adaptation. It's a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of Nigerian filmmakers who have managed to not only survive, but thrive in a rapidly changing media landscape.
And it's a story that's still being written. Nollywood continues to evolve, to innovate, to push boundaries. Who knows what the future holds for this dynamic and exciting industry?
That's the question, isn't it? And one that I'm eager to explore further. But first, let's take a closer look at the impact of Nollywood's success. We know it's become a major economic force in Nigeria.
It's a powerhouse. Not only is it creating jobs directly within the film industry, but it's also having a ripple effect across various sectors of the Nigerian economy.
Give us some specifics. How exactly is Nollywood contributing to Nigeria's economic growth?
Well, for starters, Nollywood is a major employer. Think about all the people involved in making a film, from actors and directors to set designers, costume makers, makeup artists, caterers, and more. Thousands of jobs are being created, directly and indirectly.
It's a whole ecosystem of opportunities.
Exactly. And then there's the revenue generated from ticket sales, DVD sales, and streaming rights. Nollywood films are not only popular in Nigeria, they're also in high demand across Africa and within the diaspora.
So the money's coming in from multiple sources. It's like a constantly flowing river feeding into different streams of the Nigerian economy.
I like that analogy. And then there's the impact on related industries, like tourism.
I hadn't even considered that. How does Nollywood boost tourism in Nigeria?
Nollywood films often showcase the beauty and diversity of Nigeria's landscapes and culture. They act as a visual postcard, enticing people to visit and experience the country for themselves.
So it's not just about showcasing Nigeria to the world, it's also about attracting the world to Nigeria.
Precisely. And that influx of tourists brings in more revenue, creates more jobs, and boosts the overall economy. Nollywood is a powerful engine for growth and development in Nigeria, and its impact is only going to continue to grow in the years to come.
Okay, so we've established that Nollywood is a major economic force. But what about its cultural impact? How has Nollywood shaped Nigerian society? And how has it influenced perceptions of Nigeria and Africa on a global scale?
These are great questions, and I think to understand Nollywood's cultural impact, we need to consider both its internal and external influence. Internally, Nollywood plays a vital role in shaping cultural norms, values, and perceptions within Nigerian society itself.
Can you elaborate on that? How exactly does Nollywood influence Nigerian society?
Well, think about the stories they tell. Nollywood films often tackle social issues like corruption, poverty, gender inequality, and religious conflict. They spark conversations, challenge the status quo, and offer different perspectives on complex societal issues.
It's like holding up a mirror to society, but it's also a way of prompting dialogue and encouraging critical thinking about those reflections.
Exactly. And Nollywood films also play a role in shaping fashion trends, popularizing music, and even influencing language. They contribute to the creation of a shared cultural identity and a sense of national pride.
And externally, how has Nollywood impacted global perceptions of Nigeria and Africa?
That's where things get really interesting. For a long time, the dominant narratives about Africa, particularly those presented in Western media, have been filtered through a lens of poverty, conflict, and exoticism. Nollywood offers a powerful counter-narrative.
A more nuanced and authentic portrayal of African life, told from an African perspective.
Precisely. Nollywood films showcase the complexities of African societies, the vibrancy of African cultures, the resilience of African people. They humanize a continent that has often been dehumanized by stereotypical representations.
So in a way, Nollywood is helping to rewrite the narrative about Africa, challenging stereotypes and presenting a more balanced and nuanced perspective to the world.
Exactly. And that's a game changer. Nollywood films provide a platform for African voices to be heard, for African stories to be told on their own terms, and in doing so, they're helping to reshape global perceptions of Africa and its people.
I'm seeing a theme emerge here. Nollywood is not just about entertainment, it's about empowerment. It's about giving a voice to the voiceless. It's about reshaping narratives and challenging perceptions.
I couldn't agree more. And that's what makes Nollywood such a powerful force, both within Nigeria and on the global stage. It's a testament to the power of storytelling to connect us, to inspire us, and to challenge us to see the world in new ways.